Hi guys, let's talk about Min Heejin for a bit, because I feel like she's fading away from the narrative more and more when she's really the reason all of this began. I want to review the injunction ruling and see what the court had to say about her. ADOR did accuse her of tampering during the injunction hearing, but the judge didn't directly address this. Mainly because he didn't have to. ADOR won the injunction because NewJeans just didn't present a strong case. The tampering thing is supplementary and will likely stay dormant unless NewJeans build momentum legally. Min Heejin was constantly mentioned by both sides during the hearing though, so the court had to share some perspective on her role in all of this. I'll be reading legal documents, but I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, just an opinion salad. Now, some dates are established around the restructuring of ADOR's management. Min Heejin was removed as CEO on August 27th and replaced by Kim Joo-young. She remained an internal director until her resignation on November 20th. NewJeans drafted their contract termination notice on November 13th, which was then received by ADOR on November 14th. The company delivered a certified response on November 28th, but NewJeans held a press conference to announce their termination hours later. The judge noted that NewJeans began threatening contract termination right before Min Heejin resigned from the company. He also notes that NewJeans began raising contractual issues from May 31st, which is the day HYBE held an extraordinary board meeting to dismiss two of her allies. They also plan to remove Min Heejin from her CEO position at this meeting, but she won an injunction preventing this. She was still replaced as CEO by the ADOR board, and NewJeans demanded her reinstatement in their contract termination notice. They called HYBE's audit of her a retaliatory attempt to hurt their careers and brand value right before a comeback. NewJeans insists that her role as CEO is essential to her production, therefore her removal infringes on their activities. The judge rejected this, stating that the appointment of a new CEO is not directly linked to production and is a matter of ADOR's business judgment. Min Heejin could still participate creatively while serving as an internal director. ADOR actually offered to extend her role as a producer for the remaining duration of NewJeans' contract, but she opted to leave the company instead. Min Heejin took several months to respond to this proposal, and the judge believes this likely caused the production halt. Nowhere in NewJeans' contract does it require Min Heejin be their producer, nor was this a motivating factor in them signing. ADOR is fully capable of finding production alternatives, and there's no immediate reason to believe they won't. The judge also rejects the notion that HYBE's audit of ADOR was orchestrated to harm NewJeans' activities. Instead, it appears they were trying to prevent Min Heejin from seizing control of the company and taking it independent. A HYBE executive may have made remarks about taking NewJeans down with her, but there's insufficient proof this was actually attempted. Additionally, the ruling points out that Min Heejin did not raise issue with the "abandon the new and start fresh" comment found in HYBE's internal document, despite being CEO at the time. The judge actually highlights multiple issues that NewJeans did not raise until ADOR's change in management. Min Heejin was still CEO when B-Lift allegedly plagiarized her work to create Illit. She did not take legal action then, which weakens this claim in the judge's eyes. Min Heejin's action or inaction seems to have had a direct impact on this injunction. After the hearing, everyone was talking about the Kakao Talk messages revealed between Min Heejin and Honey. These messages were used to discredit Honey's account of the Ignoregate incident, for which the judge regarded as insufficiently proven. These messages were actually submitted by Min Heejin as evidence in her own case, which is a massive oversight from their shared law firm. ADOR sought to demonstrate that many of NewJeans' grievances were actually misunderstandings caused by past management. The judge was clearly convinced and referenced Min Heejin in multiple parts of his ruling. He did not, however, touch the tampering allegations directly. That's a whole new can of worms, and why open that if you don't have to? He ruled on the merits of the case alone, which already favored ADOR. The company is smart enough to know you should never go past your mark in victory. They will continue to hammer home the points granted to them by the injunction judge and keep the tampering thing in their back pocket. Remember that injunction rulings are temporary, and anything can happen during the main case. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.